New York and in Jersey and in Philadelphia. In Philly, it was in 1964, the Liberty City riots that April talks about in this production, the later 1970s, 1979, but we remember this volatile period. You said you remember the riots. Well, tell me a little bit about it. What do you remember?
I just remember I was born in the 70s.
Say louder, I can't
I was born in the 70s.
You just remember seeing the images on television, okay? Okay, so the aftermath of the riots was when after the neighborhoods were kind of destroyed and people could leave the neighborhood. You had first white flight, and then you had those few African Americans who could afford to leave. They also left that community, and then the communities that were left were then preyed on by gangs. Yes? Anyone else? Do you remember what it was like in your neighborhood? Whether it was in Jersey. In Jersey, the biggest riots were in Newark and in Camden. New York City also had the riots in 63 and in 64. Do you remember this period? And what changed for you? What affected you? For me, one of the things that I remember is how being able to see it on television. You know, Walter Cronkite bringing it to you in your living room, to see the violence and the fire and the anger played out in front of me almost as if it were a movie, but the disbelief that this was real. Had anybody heard of Liberty City in Miami prior to coming today? And what did you know? What did you know about Liberty City?
This was really hard for me to watch.
Okay, tell me why.
I grew up, my teenage years I spent in Florida. In 1979, I was out of state of college. But the thing that's really hard, this is you can't see I'm white, is I did watch this and I did see this. But as a white woman, even from the state of Florida, where it was my home, I could see this as though I saw Vietnam, as though I see the stories today of Saddam. They're horrifying. But they're distant, and they're not about me. I guess what's horrifying me is to be so distant from something that's really on my own turf.
From that reality.
I grew up, I moved to Florida when I was 12 in 1971. And I moved to Florida to a place where there was absolutely no diversity. I knew I had not just knew no one, I mean, I didn't have any contact whatsoever with anybody who was black. And I moved to Florida the first year of busing, and I didn't know it was the first year of busing. And I was just experiencing these emotions without context because white liberal families, and my parents tried to be open-minded, don't talk about race and racism. This was not, we didn't talk about this. They only talk about the riots, as in, the violence.
Right. You just saw the images without the contextual understanding. Okay. And a lot of people don't know this. We think of Florida as the sun state, that's the tourism. But a lot of people don't know that for many of these communities, Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood, Pocono, Miami, those communities were right in areas that would later be destroyed and built up as a prime tourist